James.
I was like, that's fucked up. Whatchamacallit, with Ohio State, I was like, okay, he broke Michael Thomas's record. Paris Campbell, really fast, highly praised recruit, had over 1,000 yards. So it's him, Michael Thomas. I didn't know Ted Ginn didn't have 1,000-yard season that year. That was shocking to me. Chris Carter. And damn it, David Boston. There's another dude, but I'm forgetting his name. But like I think it was, that wasn't Drew Carter. It was definitely Chris Carter. But yeah, they've only had like 5 guys have 1,000-yard seasons in the history of Ohio State. That was shocking to me. But they do have 2 NFL running backs in Mike Weber, and J.K. Dobbins. So they decisively beat Washington. But, it is what it is. Those are my 5. Let's get to the shits.
So, first of all, first thing I want to say is Darren Rovell, former ESPN, I guess he's with the Action Network, whatever that means. But yeah,
I talked about this before.
He pretty much tweeted out a map of all of the most hated teams in the NFL per at Heart of NFL. And basically, this is all based off geotag Twitter data. And the most hated teams the most hated team in more states than anyone else is, of course, the New England Patriots. Outside of that, you also got the Eagles, who got a big portion of the state, largely Texas. And the rest is pretty evenly distributed. You got some Rams hate, you got some Seahawks hate, some Niners hate, some Packers hate, some Bears hate, some Steelers hate, some Cowboys hate, and even a sprinkle of the Ravens. But what you don't see is silver and black on this map. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Oakland Raiders have hit the point of dysfunction where they're no longer the feared badasses, the nasty renegades, the destroyer of men, the assassins, the Dr. Deaths, all the people you grew up loving and hearing about. Nope, they're not that anymore. Guess what they are? Second round busts and not even relevant to be hated in a single state out of the 50 states in the United States. Al Davis is over here rolling in his grave. What sort of legacy did this man leave if teams don't even care about the Raiders enough to hate on them? Fans don't even care enough about the Raiders to tweet hate at them anymore. That's how irrelevant the silver and black have gotten. And sadly, as someone who is a recovering fan, a free agent of NFL fandom, I really couldn't be more disgusted because for a long time I aligned myself with this sorry excuse for an organization and branded myself alongside them. And now here I'm watching them fall into the pit of irrelevancy. Pretty soon, we're going to be the Minnesota Vikings. Or one of those other Kansas City Chiefs. Those other historic AFL teams that no one cares to hate anymore. But that's my reality in 2019. On that note, man, new year, same shit here. Me, back on my hustling, writing game. And also just doing the same old shit here on Thursday, getting off, talking shit. Yeah, I'm cursing a lot in this rant. Sorry, Mrs. Berry. But yeah, the point is, not a lot is going to change except for my attitude. I'm just going to stop feeling bad about wanting more and just continuing to push and continuing to fight and continuing to pave the ways that I'm doing. Because honestly, I think about how much I've done being 3 and 4 times employed over the past 4 years. And I was talking to an old head today who's actually been in journalism for like 20 years. And even he was like, I feel like you've only graduated in 2015. I feel like you've already I feel like I've known you for like 5 years. Like, I feel like you've been like enriched in LA journalism for a minute already. And I was like, well, it's just because I'm everywhere. Like, honestly. So, man, on that note, I don't have much to say other than I had a good New Year, spending it with my babe and spending it with some of my close friends, my high school teammates, my boys. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to Rayside. Rayside been on this pod. If you're in the Riverside area, man, stop by the Galleria Mall. My boy Rayside, the entrepreneur, got a whole line of CBD products, completely legal. Won't get you high, but will get you right. So make sure you check it out, man. All types of ointments, face creams, shit that actually works and can actually improve the quality of your life. So, yeah, Barbados, I'm giving you a free plug right here on my radio station, man. That's all I got. Peace.
I'm glad we started with love. Or at least you ended with love. Might as well just, I mean, this wasn't even going to be my topic for the rant, but I saw this shit all over Twitter. It just really sparked me to say something. I'm going to just read what I tweeted out that blew the hell up on Twitter earlier. I said, I hope everybody keeps this energy for R. Kelly and all predators like him. That means sexual predators on your block, neighborhood, and city. Start there, ... or in your own families. Most of y'all cowards, though, so Twitter outrage is all you have to offer. # Surviving R Kelly. Now, shit got like over 1,000 likes. I wasn't even expecting that. And like a stupid amount of retweets. And a bunch of people.
500 retweets so far.
A bunch of people were actually commenting and agreeing with me. Other people, well, one person I know was trolling because they threw in like Michael Jackson, and I was like, okay, whatever. But shout out to Ryan. She had something to say, and unfortunately couldn't get the phone line to work properly, so she's calling next week. Pretty sure this issue wasn't going anywhere. But I just want to say that, yeah, I stand by what I tweeted earlier for the simple fact that a lot of people, they get hyped for shit like this, like they act like, oh my God, what happened with R. Kelly's the worst thing ever. And I'm like, dog, people around him have known he was like this for years. It's been a well-kept, it's been a publicly accepted and open secret that R. Kelly's a nasty motherfucker. Y'all all knew. We all knew. Guess what? There's rumors about Jerry Sandusky too. And yeah, we didn't know all the facts, but cats knew he was dirty. And guess what? He eventually went down. But my issue is with people who have all this outrage on Twitter and online because they're just now seeing this Lifetime shit. When it's like, bro, you don't. I bet most of y'all have never actually even tried to look up the sexual registration list on people in your own fucking block, in your own neighborhood. But y'all got the audacity to have all this hate, anger, and outrage and sadness to say men ain't shit and this, that, and the third. And bring the Me Too movement and all this other shit now. But I'm telling you, when it goes off the air, you're going to sit in your house and not do shit. You'll probably tweet up a storm. And I'm not talking about everybody, but I feel like people who don't actually put any skin in the game when it comes to these type of issues, you won't confront the perverted uncle you got, or you won't like. And I've been guilty of this too. Sometimes I go off. When I was younger, I would go off and say things, but I would never be like, well, why did this person say that? Maybe there's some truth to what they said. Maybe I should listen instead of the first thing I do is just denounce what they say. Maybe I should actually pay attention and listen. I just really think that a lot of people on social media, and it's been proven time and time again, because honestly, they'll forget when they realize Madonna got a fake ass and was out there trying to twerk with Ariana Grande's lame ass, or that fucking lame ass Coachella lineup that I'm mad that I was like, you know, I got really hyped for the Coachella lineup when it first dropped last night. I tweeted on it. I was like, oh shit, they got Blood Orange, they got Her, they got Pusha T, they got YG, they got Childish Gambino. And I was like, oh wait, then I saw the order. I was like, wait, who are the headliners? Okay, Childish Gambino's the first night. That's kind of a weak undercard. It's mostly pop, EDM, and shit. And then I was like, oh wait, Idris Elba's gonna be at Coachella? That's some wild shit. And then I was like, oh, okay. They saved all the best people for the last fucking day, the third day. And then they had they had Gucci Gang. They got somebody else on the second day that's pretty decent. I'm like, I could.
SOB, RBE, Sheck West.
Sheck West is why I really wanted to go the second day. I still want to go.
Juice WRLD.
Bro, when Mo Bamba hits at Coachella.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about saying Friday's a weekday. Friday's actually a really good
Thursday.
day.
No, the middle day.
Like literally, like honestly, the headliners, like the top headliners were kind of trash.
They spread it. Ariana Grande, Tame Impala, and Childish Gambino.
They took that Kanye money and spread it across the bottom, like the mid tier of the lineup.
Yeah, there's much more mid tier artists that I like, but my issue is
there's some great
you could have just had it with what I'm looking at how they spread it out, and I'm gonna get back to the R. Kelly shit.
Kid Cudi or Pusha T.
I forgot. I said Pusha T, but no, like that's. The way they should have did a hip hop day, a hip hop R&B day, pop EDM, and then all the commercial shit on the last day.
I think
because that's when I look at the Coachella lineup. I was like, I don't want to pay $500.
I think
I'm gonna be bored after like 4 or 5 sets.
I think what a lot of people who've never been to Coachella, and I'm not singling you out here, but just overall when people look at the lineup, and even people who've been, I think what they forget is they just look at this picture of the lineup and are like, oh, well, they're kind of like weighing it. But the reality is, even if you listen to music throughout the whole time that you were there, like as much as you could from 1 p.m. to 12 a.m., that's only 10 artists a day. That's only 30 artists for the whole show. That's not including when you're going to get water, when you're going to get food, conflicting sets, because that happens a lot because there's 5 stages. So, like, realistically, like, if there's 20 or 30 people you want to see, you're going to get your money's worth. Like, honestly. And honestly, when you really factor that most of those people are $50 to $200 tickets, like, even if you get 10, you're going to get your money out of it. And if you actually have a group of friends that you fuck with, who you're going to go with and experiment with shit and have fun, like, that's a win-win scenario. Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. Maybe I got really hyped. I was like, this might be my first Coachella. I can see myself going to this.
Yeah, I already got a ticket. I'm going. I've been out a ticket.
I'm waiting to get one. But, oh yeah, that's some other breaking news I got.
All right, man.
But
So hurry up. We got to finish up before I get my ass whooped.
Yeah. Wow. But anyway, back to the R. Kelly shit. A lot of people are like, why are you assuming that everyone isn't doing anything? First off, I don't want to call you stupid if you think that, but you're kind of fucking stupid because I didn't say all people who are on Twitter and social media doing this are going to do nothing. I obviously know that there are people who are going to be obviously pushing, like the directors on Twitter talking about all the people who didn't want to be in the documentary. Like, I don't think she said Beyonce, but I know Jay-Z, a bunch of like high ranking celebrities. I'm like, I know that there's activists and women out there and people out there who are actually fighting against us in their communities. So I'm not saying you're going to go home and do nothing, but if we're going to be honest, there's a lot of people who have fake outrage about this shit. That's why when you hear about like people getting killed in broad daylight and nobody doing anything about it, like in New York, there's multiple stories of that like years ago in Central Park and shit like that. That's who I'm talking about. People who see something horrible happening and they choose to do nothing about it. Or they just talk about it, oh, that's horrible. But you ain't really doing shit. So those are the people I'm talking about.
I think your biggest issue.
But people thought I was generalizing. Most people
you've had the same point on pretty much every viral movement that happens. Like including Black Lives Matters. Like you've gone off on them too, saying basically the same thing.
When all the attention goes away, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Some of y'all. That's my point. Like I shouldn't have to keep saying some, but not all. If you don't understand that, then
you're part of the problem.
That's an intelligence fucking thing on your part. Because I'm obviously not saying all people, and I'm not gonna keep prefacing saying all people.
Because by then
I said what I said, and if you hit you, only a herd dog hollers. So clearly you feel.
I think even besides that, I think people trying to like defend themselves is really just kind of getting to the root of the issue, because like instead of like being like, oh, like it's one thing to be like, oh, here's a picture of me actually doing some shit at a rally, like getting some legislation through, like, going to support groups, like donating money, like here's screenshots of that. And saying, I'm not in the overgeneralization that you're talking about. But to just be a Twitter account and reply to it saying,